Hello everyone. Today we're going to be going over what pages you should have on your website, and we're going to divide it up in two sections, kind of your must-have pages, but also some that'll help you stand out. So necessarily you don't need them. A lot of websites don't have them, but this is why you're going to stand out if you do have them. So let's get right into the video. Here I have the domain bluefrogsanantonio.com. I've never seen this website. I don't know the owner. I just thought it would be a good example for this company. And I found it just doing some basic Google searches, and I found it organically, right? So let's start with the home page, right? This is the page that we're on right now. Um, I'm gonna try and not talk a lot about like the design aspect of it, mainly more of the pages and kind of the reasoning behind it. So for example, this is kind of weird that the menu it's a hamburger style here. Typically see that on mobile, but here on desktop they have it as well. But other than that, let's start with the home page. So here, this is where you want to kind of uh, add a little bit of information for the rest of your pages, right? You don't want to have too much information. I know for all those that are more into SEO and are trying to follow the best practices, Google usually says that you should have an X amount of content in terms of text in each page, but typically you still want to write for the user and not really for Google, right? So rather than having all your information here, instead, you just want to have kind of bits and pieces of each page so that you can, work on your internal linking and etc. So on this home page here, we have the header, we have a video, which videos are very engaging. This one is fairly big in my opinion. You have your services and kind of like the pricing, some coupons. You have actually more of the services kind of each singled out, and like I'm explaining here, just a little bit of information on each. And then as we scroll down, we have some badges. We have the About Us section. And then as we keep scrolling, we have some reviews here on the left, the recent post from the blog here on the right. And then, as you scroll down, you have the map and just, the footer. But that typically does the homepage. I guess the main thing to have here is make it user friendly, and kind of do snippets of the rest of the information from each of the pages. So that's the first must have, right? Your homepage. The second one would be your services pages. So this one here, we would go to the menu. Here you have services. I'm going to click the drop down. And the important thing here is that you want to separate your services into a page each, right? You don't want to have, like, for example, your services page and have a little bit of information of each one. That's what your home page is about. But here you kind of want to, let's click into one. You kind of want to have each of your services separated. One, again, back to the SEO. It'll help you rank better for that specific keyword, and it's just more user friendly. If someone wants to read about this specific service, there's a lot more information, right? So going back to kind of the amount of text that Google wants, this is kind of where you want to put more information about the specific service. So here we have, for example, water heater, and there's different keywords. There's installation, there's repair, there's maintenance, and I guess you can even go down for each one and have a specific page and keep going down. But that just depends on you and how much content there is for each one. But here's something to note here. Even though each service has their own page, it's always great to have this kind of second menu. It just helps with more internal linking and just better user experience. The third page would be your About Us page. So let's go here, About Us. Right here you have your About Us page, and the key thing here is to make it meaningful, right? You just don't want to have like a short summary about you, but kind of more on how you started, what your mission is, what problem are you solving, and just even a little bit about you as a business owner, especially if you're local, if you're a small business, even include your family or something about your city, right? So nothing crazy here, but just try and make it meaningful because I have seen that many people, after going to either the homepage or a specific service, they usually tend to go to their About Us page just to check out, who's behind the company, especially if they've never dealt with you and they just found you online. So moving on to the last page you would want as a must-have in your website would be the page for them to contact you. So here you have your contact us. This is where you want to make it easy for people to get in touch with you. Either if it's foot traffic, you want to have your menu, I mean your map. You also want to have your address, your phone number, and an easy form submission. So a lot of times I see that a lot of people add, their address, and if, for example, if I were to click on your address, then it would open me up to kind of my mailing app on my computer or on my phone. But it's just easier to submit a form and kind of stay on your website. So those are the pages for your must-have. Again, a recap would be your homepage, your services page, each singled amount, your About Us page, especially a meaningful one, and then lastly, your Contact Us page. Now let's move over to the pages that you should have in order to stand out, right? So the first one here would be kind of your pricing page. So this is not applicable to every business and every industry, but typically when it's a page where you need to find a quote, it's kind of, frustrating for the user to be shopping around and, they don't have, a way to um, single out a company because no one has a price, right? And I know they kind of do it here with these prices, but they don't have a specific page for their pricing. And so I would just say maybe depending on your company, if you offer maybe if it's different prices per customer and you don't really want to put out a price, maybe even talk about your pricing structure or kind of the strategy behind it. Do you charge by the hour? Do you charge by contract? Just some more information, and that'll really help you stand out, especially when you see people searching for the certain keyword, be it your service plus pricing on Google. So, example, water heater repair pricing, something like that. It'll help you rank as well. So that's the first page you would want to include to stand out would be pricing. The second one would be an FAQ page. So I believe they have one. So the great thing here is that you kind of want to make your website work for you. So rather than someone be calling you and asking you the same questions, you want to kind of find a pattern on what your potential customers are looking for and do a quick answer here on your FAQ page. And then these also would help you when searching on Google. Typically, if you're on the Google SERP or the search engine results page, you'll see that at the very bottom or throughout the page, you'll see Google put like frequently asked questions or people also ask or similar results, and that'll be easier for you to rank for. So the second page to stand out would be a simple FAQ page. Now the third thing you always want would be a blog. So this website also has a blog, and kind of there's a few things here on why you want to blog. First, it would kind of be talking about kind of the FAQ one, where people just want to have information before calling you. It also helps with your ranking. So, for example, if you and your competitor both have a website, but you have 100 blog posts where your competitor only has three, Google kind of sees as you being the expert in this industry, and therefore will help you rank higher, even though you might not be ranking for a specific blog post. I do believe that your homepage will rank higher if you have a lot of content on your site revolving around the same topic, right? So a lot of businesses don't think they need a blog, but I do think this will help you stand out. The last thing here is that I don't see it on this website, and it might be for bigger companies, but if you do see people kind of comparing your company with a competitor, I actually wouldn't shy around that, and I would make something where you're kind of comparing yourself to your competitor. And I'm gonna open up a website that I know does this. So this is a competitor keyword research tool website. And for example, if we go here, so this is spyfood.com, but if we go here down to the footer, you'll see that it compares itself to another tool, SEMrush, right? So here the actual path is SEMrush alternative. So people searching for SEMrush alternative or SEMrush versus SpyFu, you'll see that for example, right here, this keyword, you'll see that you'll be ranking, and you kind of don't want to shy away from this and use it to your benefit, and try and rank for it. And it kind of shows a sense of transparency within your company, and how you benefit over competitor X and Y. So just to recap, the must-have pages on your website would be your homepage with a summary of all your other pages, your services page all singled out to have their own page to be able to rank, your About Us page, and especially a meaningful one, and lastly, a must-have would be your Contact Us page, where people can easily get in touch with you. But you don't only want to have the must-haves, you also want to stand out. So if applicable, I would really recommend you include a pricing page. I would also include an FAQ and a blog. Both of these will help with user experience and with ranking organically. And lastly, a kind of something to compare yourself, or like a reviews page, right? So for example, this example, but also reviews, and we also see them here on your About Us reviews. So this kind of gives you credibility, especially if it's from, a third party company. So this is definitely a must have, or not really a must have, but it'll really help you stand out. So make sure you're working on getting those reviews from customers and displaying them on your website. Thank you, and we'll see you again in the next video.